Hello, English learners. Today we finish our mini-series on letters in the English language which are unexpectedly silent. We have several letters in English which are often silent, like E at the ends of words, very often silent. However, these have been letters that have pretty distinctive sounds and we don't expect them not to be pronounced, but in some cases in English, that's true. And the last letter we're going to work with in this mini-series is W. So in English, of course, the normal sound for W is W. It's like you're about to whistle, W, but you just don't whistle, you just push out some air instead. That's probably the easiest way to describe how to make the W sound. Now, that letter, W, is interesting in English, perhaps more so than some of the other letters we've talked about. For one thing, when it appears at the end of a word, it's almost always silent anyway. The word glow, if you didn't have a W on the end, it would still probably be pronounced glow, and nobody says glow. The word gnaw, nobody says gnaw. Now, with the word new, we sort of have to have the W there even though it's not pronounced, because it tells us that the E is pronounced a bit differently than usual. All right, so it's almost like an EW forms one sound, U or oo. However, we're going to talk about other places where the W is silent. One combination of letters that you can very easily count on the W being silent is WR, especially WR at the beginnings of words. Right, or ring, or wrestle. And it's a good thing too, because if you try to pronounce W and R together, it's quite difficult, at least it is for me anyway. So it's nice to know that when you see WR at the beginnings of most words, you can just start that word with a sound. You don't even have to trouble yourself with the W. Right. Now, there's one word in English which I have consistently heard English learners mispronounce with a W in it, a W at the beginning, and that is spelled as you see on the screen, but the W is completely silent. In fact, you could almost forget that it's there, because without it, you pronounce this word whole. Well, turns out that even with the W, you pronounce it whole. Now, of course, there is a word whole without a W in English, and that means something very different than whole with a W. So the written word, it's important to have the W there to distinguish those two. But please don't say, I want to eat the whole pie, right? Maybe for your own health, don't say it. But if you do decide that you want to eat the whole pie, then that's a decision that is between you and your doctor, I suppose. So those are the main ones. I'm going to give you, as usual, a list in the comment section of other words that have silent W's in them. And I probably won't include all of them. But if you think of others that aren't in the list or that I haven't discussed so far, please write them for our other listeners in the chat box, in the comment box. Meanwhile, as always, I hope that you have a tremendous week, and